I am Daniel Malave Allen. Welcome to Magical Moruga. I cook Moruga Hill Rice.
Today, people, what we are seeing are the young people of Moruga who are making career choices and discovering a legacy they had not known they had. Today, we're seeing through the rice, the roots of the rice. We're seeing new growth and children seeing new opportunities and new futures. That is what these kids show is possible. That when they're guided by the elders, given the support and power of the ancestors, great things come forth.
Right? And who are the students with you in the students?
We have Abraham Kalimo. We have Janique Bristol and Abby Henry.
Hello, he's having you with Abraham. You all have chef uniform then?
Yes, we have our chocolate station.
Oh, well, yes. Right. Very good. So, y'all gonna be cooking hill rice, warrow, chicken, and jollof rice. Now, Margaret is changing. So, boys on that side, girls on that side.
Don't be shy. I tell you what to do, take a portion. Your written balls and you apply it in this bowl, right? And next set of rice, we apply the white and the Moruga rice all together and we do the same thing. When you finish, we go to fries. Mr. Ghana, where the rice came from? Ghana. Ghana. Very nice. Look, I need to have golden balls.
That's why I'm not pumpkin, the extra pumpkin. So, yes, we don't. So how come in the corner on the other side?
Nice. Pretty separate. Fish done. Alright, so the fish actually looks right. We're gonna do some stuffed fish noodles, right? So later on you will see how the stuffed fish comes out. This is from here, eh? No, it's good. It's like That's fine. What? Nobody running around. Not Jamaica. That's Abby. Oh. That's wrong. What? Nobody running around. Not Jamaica. That's Abby. Oh. That's
money on rent in London.
This is Bongo Farina, one with the red beard. So the birds don't really eat these. They're protected by the because gears. Right. But the fowls have been eating them. You have some fowls who
Like the bigger birds.
yeah. Fowls have been eating them. So you just must feed them. You don't have to feed them.
Right.
Yeah. So the next step we now plant up. You must not start the plant them my nose freely.
Right.
And some I know, some direct seeding. Alright, so this is the rice here? Yeah, part of it. Okay. This is going to take out. This is what you mean. Really cool, that's about right. Beautiful. What's not she is not there? And there is a champion. So they get as high as this here? 4 feet. Oh.
It's a good Boston is way to come this on. Right, so thank you. Come on, gentlemen. All right. Hey. Hello, bus line. Yes. Let's get. Oh, so nice to see you.
So children, I'm pleased to introduce to you all Professor Gordon, right? And he is here in Moruga with us today to help explain the connection, the mental connections between the rice, which is our historical food, Africa, Moruga, the New World, and most importantly, the mental connections that bring that all together. By preserving this rice, by preserving this bene, we have kept the link through generations, and that is a link, that is a chain you all are going to be building on now. That is what is so important, the mental connections.
Well, let's go
And Professor Gordon, I know you will be able to explain this even better than I can, right? How your phrasing of yourself, your understanding of self is key to how you construct your world. That is what is so important about this food, that this is our food and our history. Thank you very much for the time today. Thank you. More than welcome. Right? That's right. Okay. You want to add anything here? Professor Gordon?
Oh, well,
So there's that continuity over time. But one of the important things that we have is that, you see, it's not only what it represents in terms of nourishing, but culture nourishes you too. And the very idea of Ubuntu, which is what you had brought up, it's connected to a word called Mintu, which means person. But it reminds you that you're not born in the world alone. You can't even exist alone.
We are all connected.
We're all connected. So ultimately, the expression they use for Ubuntu is the expression that says, I am because we are. And basically what that's about is to say that every one of us, like the grains of rice there, are all connected. And that ultimately there is no way even for us to even have meaning without one another. So it's really talking about life. And it's also talking about, if you can see that this is not just about seeds, it's also about you, because every one of you, like those seeds, is a glimpse into the future. One day we will be gone, but we'll be called ancestors. Correct. And you will be called descendants. And if your descendants can hold back, it means life continues.
And you all will be the leader descendants. From what we do today, this is the future we're building. Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor Gordon. Thank you, children. Right, okay. Let's go. So today, guys, welcome to Magical Moruga. And this is a special moment because today in Moruga, we are the spot where in 1498, Christopher Columbus came in here to get water. And we, the descendants of the enslaved, right, have that connection back to Africa. And we are reversing the triangle. We are taking back to Africa and back to Europe our food, our culture, which has survived and thrived. And we are showing the connection between us.
I see.
This is a connection. This effort today, this work today is demonstrating what the rice and the warau corn and the bene show. That we will come up and we will thrive and we will continue. That's why I
like how you use the term back, because the rice came from Africa.
It came from Africa.
So the Americans brought it here. Well,
correct.
Brought the Americans 200 years ago.
Correct.
And they had no idea that the strain had survived over the years.
Correct. And flourished.
And flourished as well.
And flourished.
And the amazing thing is that you have to plant it every year for it to survive. Which means the last 200 years they have been planting it consistently.
Every year.
The last 200 years. Every year.
Taking care of that heritage.
There's never been a gap. Because had there been a gap, the guys wouldn't have survived.
Wow.
So if you plant this year, you see you get this, so you have to plant it next year. If you for the following year, you could not do.
And the thing is, Francis, we have today a daughter of the royal house of the Asante Kingdom. So we are closing the loop.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Nana, Marguerite, please give us your full title.
Mark, I don't know what to say with Mark, as I said before. with Mark, everything is a fait accompli. And we met by chance, because I didn't know that Mark was where I was.
In the Hilton Ballroom.
Yeah, I didn't see him, I didn't know if he was paying attention. So he's a very good military man. He paid attention. But it's a great privilege to be here in Moruga. It's a great privilege to hear Mark's story. And the one I was sharing earlier with Dr. Cambon is that of the loop.
Yes.
And I kind of, it's magical.
It is.
You know that story?
Go ahead.
Yes.
We are reversing the negative and putting the positive energy back in the field.
No, but it wasn't just that. It was the fact that the water from Ghana.
Yes, I was telling Nana Marguerite that the North Equatorial Current starts in Antarctica, comes up the coast of Brazil, swings all the way over to Africa, and then comes exactly due east to west, and comes right down here. Right down here. The waters you are seeing here have come from the Gulf of Guinea-Bissau and come thousands of miles exactly into here.
Isn't that a wow?
So it's from the Gulf of Guinea-Bissau that the the sand comes across here at this time.
When the Sahara dust comes over, but the waters,
Also come over.
yes.
So then that would have been the passage that our ancestors would have taken before they got here, like, in terms of the Varo people who are here coming from.
Coming from even before the others.
Yes.
But what is symbolic here is, so that's the physics of the planet, right? And a trade developed because of that. That trade was harmful, but out of that harm has come the strength of us. We, the 5th and 6th generation here, we are showing how that is being reduced. That negative triangle is now a positive force of creation. And your presence here today, Doc, is showing these young people how the mind is the most important to them. Once you have the mind set, the mind right, you will overcome the shackles. You will lift and surpass the burdens. That is what is so important for us.
May I just ask one thing? Before the triangular trade, the currents from Guinea-Bissau, they were still coming here.
They were always coming.
And after the trade, recently we had about 4 ships with dead people on them. It came from Africa to the Caribbean. So I am suggesting that it is of the truth that Africans came to the
No, I mean,
but what I'm saying, it is not usually believed. Because we are still being given the false myths.
Correct.
That nothing started before.
No.
On the triangle, we couldn't make boats or something. I don't know what it is.
Actually, there were many expeditions. The big difference was what Columbus, accidentally, right, through a series of happenstance, because he landed on the islands first that were very welcoming. There were people who were able to teach a lot of the people on his crew the local languages, but also one of the ships were damaged, so they were only down to 2 ships. So those people helped them. But some of the other islands had a different set of rules, systems, and were also enslaving islands. So a lot of the people who were actually fleeing from those islands, because Columbus and his men looked different, that's why they welcomed them. But the thing that inaugurated from Columbus was the whole idea of the transatlantic trade, not first in slavery, but it began to stimulate other wealth, but that stimulated a greed that led to enslavement.
But the greed started even with Columbus.
No, believe it or not.
Because he killed, ill-treated people who didn't work hard enough for him. He decimated the population. He just wasn't a visitor that behaved himself.
No, remember, there were 4 voyages.
Yes.
The first voyage, he didn't even know what they were doing. He thought he was in a different place.
Correct. He thought he was in the east.
The other thing was that he took a lot of debt on to do the voyage. So all he was thinking everywhere he went is how he's going to pay down the debt. Anytime he saw anything, any little bit of gold, whatever. The thing is, when he went back, some of the men stayed. And they were in a situation where they were treated so well that they began to live like kings. So by the time the second voyage happened, something emerged where they realized they weren't going to pay off the debt in what they promised, which was gold. So they began to shift now into extraction from the land, the people, and the rest is history. Now, in terms of what's interesting is there's another route that goes very quickly. The currents move from what is Ghana right down to Salvador, Brazil.
Yes.
And it keeps going to what is now Angola. So that created a natural flow for a lot of those things.
Southern hemisphere.
And a lot happened in between, I mean, Las Casas, for instance, was worried because the mixture of disease and enslavement, and you're right, vicious extraction. In fact, when there were periods of drought, they would line up Taino and Carib and Arawak children and use their blood to irrigate the soil. That's how vicious.
Exceedingly cruel.
Correct. They would use babies for dog food.
Followed in that.
There are a lot of that stuff. But Las Casas now worried about the
Indians.
about the demise of the indigenous people went into a debate and rationalized, because you have to remember, there were Africans in Christendom, which later became Europe. There were African kings,
But they came from
dukes.
us. There must be Africans everywhere.
Correct. But what I'm saying is that there was a very different political relationship, but a series of wars that were happening in Africa made it opportune to get what were people who were enslaved
Prisoners
at
of
first.
war. Yes.
And those people didn't know what they were sending the people to, because African systems of servitude were very different. Once that situation, there are other things that were involved. Then it shifted into radical dehumanization. It became how it's even more. It became more than that. It became how to make people into things. Absolutely.
That, sister, is what we are changing today. We are putting back the humanity by our rice, by our warau corn, our Moruga hill rice, our bene, our tum tum, our jollof. We are putting back humanity.
By your relationships and your love.
And also, just to give you a sense or ideas, there's an organization that I helped created in 2003 called the Caribbean Philosophical Association. Our very first meeting was in May 2004. It was in the Accra Hotel in Barbados. The Accra Hotel in Barbados is on the Atlantic side,
Yes.
facing east. So, and this shows the difference. Instead of being an organization of a group of people who are going to put on suits and ties and call ourselves philosophers, we invited the whole community. We say it's about ideas. We all took off our shoes, went on the beach, and faced the east and acknowledged our ancestors who died at sea. And we faced Accra, and we acknowledged our relationship to Africa. So you notice I took off my shoes because I know where I am,
You are
because I want to,
yourself.
and because you establish the spiritual space, and it's also so bits of the soil will now permeate my skin,
Yes.
so I could be rooted here.
Yes.
So thank you,
More than welcome, Professor Gordon,
thank you.
Nana Marguerite, right? Francis Paul.
Harriet Francis.
Thank all of you, and all of you watching. Thank you for taking the time to see this reversal of the triangle in real. Well, they already chef everything, you know. They chef everything, but he will get to interact, so we take this from you. So, Jerome, give him a wow. So you got a chef knife. Give him a chef knife and show him what we've done already. And this is Tristan, Yolaska, 1 minute again. Ibrahim. Ibrahim, you all tell Professor Gordon your name, please. 1 minute. Turn around. Ibrahim. What's your name, Ibrahim? Janique Bristol, right? Abby Henry, Tristan
Tristan and I met.
right?
Okay.
Alaska Granger and Ibrahim Collymore. Right. So this morning they have here. Tristan, what did you help with? Which are the dishes? Right, the fish. Okay. Tell us a little bit about the rice balls. Ibrahim?
Yeah, I was about to say I could tell the grades of rice was in the balls
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And there's so many ways to make it, but yeah, some people make it infused with I mean, you can make it, you know, when you roll it up with the oils and with the flour, or you can use rice flour too. But some people also do it interesting with a tomato olive oil mix. Right, that's interesting. And garlic really works
Use
well
the
with it.
palm oil from
Maybe
Ghana.
Oh, so
Ghana.
the red palm oil?
The red palm oil.
Coconut oil too.
Yeah,
Yes.
you could do with coconut oil,
Yes,
give a nice
yes,
flavor.
yes. Ibrahim,
But
tell
red
them
palm
how we
oil,
all did
wow.
it today. No, this you just talk, you just tell us, yeah?
It looks beautiful, by the way.
Rice and fish.
Yeah, it looks
This one, this is rice and rice and
Ghanaian rice.
this one is rice. And this one is rice and
The rice only 5 minutes too.
No, this Nana Marguerite brought white rice from Ghana. So we pre-cook the two rices and then the children mix them with bana fish. Bana is a local salmon from the Orinoco Delta. So we strip the meat off and then turn it into the ball shape. Right, Abby? What did you help with the jollof rice, Abby?
Oh, you ready to go?
We made a killer rice jollof.
That's nice.
Cooked down in tomato. Killer rice cooked down in tomato. And we use the banana leaves to give it that unique flavor. Right? Tristan, did you help with the smoked chicken first? Alright, come. Chef, who did the smoked chicken? Come,
Basically, Mark done our warao smoked chicken. We did ruco, marinated in ruco and pimentos and for 2 days. And then smoked it, and then we made like a barbecue sauce to accompany it.
When you say pimento here, do you mean it the way like pimento?
we have Show him we have any fresh ones.
There's so many things called pimento, but they're different pimentos.
It's like a pepper, but not spicy.
Yeah,
More flavor.
flavor, not heat.
How much roux we have to put? I think we call it.
I had to put plenty.
So I buy some roux, but I didn't know.
Well, if you marry me, I will tell you. If you don't marry me, well, I'll kill you after. Can't let it come out fast. Right. So, girls, what did you all help with today in the preparation? The fish.
Stuffed fish. We have stuffed fish
Okay,
here.
unwrap our stuffed fish first for them to see what you
Have
get.
okra, carrots,
All
and
right,
seasonings in there.
tell us about the stuffed fish. Miss Henry, tell us about the stuffed fish. Sure. Open it up. Let's see it.
You put okra in there?
Yeah, okra, carrots, onion.
Yeah, that's good. You know, will be nice too. No, that sounds very good.
And what kind of fish is that? What the stuff?
This one is a rock salmon. Yeah, so that's another smaller salmon.
You know what else would be nice? If you sprinkle in some of that, the local rice that you have.
Oh yeah.
If that was infused in it,
Stuff in here.
with some currants or raisins, that would be nice. Yeah, and it's delicious. Especially with that rice.
And when they pull up in here, the fish are still alive. And then they bring them to shore. So we get fresh
Where? Oh, I love the pots over there too. It's something like
Keep your hands
I'm the secretary and the director of Moruga Hills Organic Producers, MHOP.
yes.
Alright, so I don't know if you know much about us, but we are a association formed under the Hill Rice Cluster. So in the area of Moruga, farmers come together and we decided to make a Hill Rice cluster to increase the production of Moruga Hill Rice juice. Because it was not enough people cultivating it, which is being labor intensive. So as a cluster, we have mechanized Moruga Hill Rice, and we just completed the United Nations Grant project where we took the rice from only 7 acres cultivated in a year to up to 19. And we have plans of our own members of now, that's 90 acres.
90.
90 over there. So, very honored to have you here. There's a few dishes. We're starting off with the soup, which is plantain and pumpkin that was grown on the estates. All the seasoning, everything come from the estates. So it's a kind of light soup to get you started off. Then after that we have the Moruga hill rice, and we had some Ghana white rice. And we made rice fish balls out of those, served with our chutney. Then you also have a jollof Moruga hill rice. So you know, we got some palm oil and we onions and pick up the rice. To accompany that, there's smoked warao barbecue chicken. So that is a nice sauce made out of ruku, smoked pimento peppers. That's marked. Everything comes from the estate.
Yes.
The chicken is local from my neighbor.
That's what you do. Get that.
The chicken is well fed. Actually chose the chickens that we slaughtered. So yeah, fully not full of organic. He grows. He doesn't do all organic, but these chickens was from a special pet.
Yeah, and me just ask, in terms of the ruku, it is my understanding, and I could be completely wrong here, that if you don't know what you're doing, you could poison yourself.
The age, right? So you need to pick ruku when the pod has dried naturally, and when you pick it, if you pick it green and young, it is bitter and poisonous,
It's
right?
like aki then.
Yes, it's very much like aki. But once it's full, correct, and the ruku pod will dry and swell a little bit, right? And it's usable. Now the green ruku is actually used to stun fish in some places, right? And as an antiseptic. But if you're going to eat it, you want the ruku to be full on the tree and open or crack it, and you know, hey, that's edible.
Right, and just for the benefit of the young man who's studying history, this is a Native American tradition here in the Caribbean.
Yeah, well, right. So that is again the linkage where we are standing here, Moruga River mouth. That's the river mouth there.
Okay.
The River Hope, Orinoco River over there. The people say, well, why are these rivers important? The first peoples had large canoes and you didn't have winches. So they would have looked for a place where you had drinking water and where the canoe could come up easily and berth. They had, just like a modern captain, he looking at, where am I going to dock? I need somewhere quiet, no currents, etc., etc. So they would have come from the Orinoco, paddled across here, rested, get more food, right, which would have been the cassava and the other things, and then make the journey through the Gulf and then island hop, right? And that is how the Taino, the Warao, I mean, they're all from one cultural group that spread.
Hi, I'm Jerome Scott, Secretary and Director of Moruga Hills Organic Producers. Today we had a really special day. We had some young students from the Moruga Hills Secondary School and Koa Hamilton Secondary School coming in to help us prepare a beautiful fusion meal of African and Caribbean for the Emancipation Support Committee. So they came in and joined myself and Chef Daniel Allen to create this menu. So we served rice balls. Now these rice balls are special. They're made with Moruga Hill rice and a special short grain rice brought in from Ghana. So what we did, we mixed the two rices together, added fish, and then we formed balls and then deep fried them. To accompany that, we did stuffed roast fish. So we used carrots, okras, onions, garlics, all locally sourced, and we stuffed the fish. We then did a jollof hill rice. So speaking to the fusion again, we did a Ghanaian jollof, which is a tomato-based sauce, and then we cooked that down with the Moruga Hill rice. To accompany that, we did a warao smoked chicken. So tapping into the indigenous people and their customs, we used anato or ruku, local seasonings, and we smoked the chicken for 24 hours. Lovely. Then, to accompany that, we did fried plantain, all locally sourced from our farmers. We did fry fish. And in addition to that, we did a pumpkin and plantain soup, which was amazing. Now, these young people came together, they helped us create this menu, they helped us cook everything, and they also served our guests. The guests were thoroughly impressed, and it was a success.